Welcome back to another video. It's Bradford City v Crewe Alexandra match reaction. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments down below. Like the video if you do and subscribe if you're new as well. Just a quick mention to the City Gent magazine. Go and buy it at the next home game, which I think is Grimsby Town. They might be on sale somewhere in Mansfield as well for the next game. It's a great read, some great articles in there, only £2. Great effort goes into this from Mike Harrison and his team. So make sure you go and buy it the next City Gen. So into the game then. It was a frustrating first half from Bradford City. Obviously we didn't have a good time of it against Crewe in that first half, mainly because of ourselves sticking with the back three. I put a poll on the community tab before the game, and there'll be loads of them. There'll be some now for the player ratings. Make sure you do them. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best score, and 3 being the average for the selected players that played on Saturday. But back onto the community tab before the game, I put on which formation would you play for your Marquees. It got 12 votes, I think. 3-5-2, 4-2-3-1, which was obviously last season's formation, the diamond, and 4-4-2, and then other that you could let me know in the comments down below. 3-5-2 got 0% of the votes, surprise, surprise. 4-4-2 and the diamond got 42% each, which is surprising. I didn't think diamond had done so well, but to say that 3-5-2 got 0% of the votes from 12 of you lot says a lot about what Mark Hughes is doing, persisting with it and not playing the right players in the formation. We were at home against Crewe, and no disrespect to Crewe, but they're not a top side. Not going to be pulling up any trees, in my opinion. That squad ain't good enough to be doing that. But we saw, that you can get surprise results in the league last weekend with Derek Adams' side thrashing us, and rightly so as well. That was a disgraceful performance, and that first half was as well. Really frustrating performance, and to be honest with you, it's up there with one of the worst I've seen. No idea what they were actually doing on that football pitch. I mean, there were a couple of times, and I see this a lot with teams who want to play out the back and possession-based football. Cook and Kelly, or Cook or Stubbs. Cook were having a go at quite a few of the players, and McDonald were having a go at sometimes, and there was no spirit in that team. There was no one really pulling everyone together and cutting that out and then, just regrouping. There was none of that. Everyone were having a go at each other. It was good that they're having a go at each other compared to Morecambe. I won't blame the players. Players don't just turn that crap overnight. There's a good player in there somewhere because they're professionals. Look at Jake Young. 7 goals, 3 assists in 3 games, is it? Something stupid like that. Didn't get a game under Mark Hughes here. Michael Flynn's nurtured him. He's believed in him. He's playing with Kemp and Austin, and he's creating chances. He's getting goals, and he's scoring some bloody good ones as well. And it's just that bit of confidence, bit of belief, and that's all some players need, and Hughes didn't give him that. We went to the 4-2-3-1 when Kelly came off injured, or Ugoke went off injured, and I don't wish injuries on anyone, but we've had some fortunate injuries this start of the season. I really hate to say that, but Taylor getting injured in the first game could have been a bit of a godsend. Massively helped us not only control the game but get the atmosphere back on side with the players, creating chances, and we look like a decent side. The first half where players looked around and thought, well, we've got to take the responsibility on ourselves. Don't want any more passing out from the back. We pushed up the pitch a bit more, got tighter to the opposition, and we didn't give Crewe that much respect. And like I said, I don't mind giving teams respect as long as they're a good side and it's away from home. To be fair to him, we didn't sit back on the 1-goal lead as well, which I think you've got to give him a bit of credit for. But he came out and said after the game, that scoreline flattered Crewe. I don't know where he got that one from. He must have plucked that one out from somewhere. If we were playing against a better opposition, we would have scored. They had so many good chances, but they just didn't have the quality to turn it into great chances or clear-cut chances that they could have done so much damage with us with. But we won. I'm happy we've won, and we move on, and hopefully we can kick on. But I said that against Colchester player range. You can do yours in the community tab. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, and 3 being the average. Harry Lewis gets a 4. Now, clean sheet, massively improved. His distribution were a bit better as well. He definitely made 2 really good saves. He made one that he just tipped around the post, and I think he made another really good save as well. So hopefully he's moved on from any ongoing background situations that's going on him, and he can clearly focus on this season now. But I think he's turned that corner now. Really pleased with his performance. Matty Platt gets a 3. I didn't think he put a foot wrong, part of a backline that got a clean sheet, and him and Stubbs look so much better in the back 4. They look more comfortable, more composed, and they just look like they know what the jobs are in the back 4. Sam Stubbs gets a 2. I wasn't completely impressed. I've seen a lot of praise, so I think I'm on my own with this one. But I think, especially in the back three, to be fair, I think first half he was miles off it. And I think you've got to take that into account. But if he continues to play in the back four, if he continues to get put in with Matty Platt in that back four, I think he'll be much more comfortable, and his performance levels will massively increase with that. But in the back three, I'm not too convinced with Stubbs. There were a few shaky moments in that game for me. Kelly he's the weakest link in that back three, and if we're going to go to a back four or a back two, whichever way you look at it with the centre backs, he won't play in the back two, and it would just be Platt and Stubbs, and Taylor can't play in the back two, and Odesina can't play in the back two. So we've gone so heavy on this 3-5-2, and it don't work now. Ain't even a 3-5-2, is it? But we've gone so heavy on this formation, but we have no alternative. And all summer, all we got was we want to be flexible, want to be able to adapt in games. And we've not set up a squad to do that. Oyagoki gets a 2. I don't see what he offers, because I think he's only in the team to offer something going forward. But we sat back most of the game when he win the team, and it is terrible defensively. So I don't really know what he offers. And for me, hopefully Allardy can make that position his own now again, because he is consistent. He don't put a foot wrong. Patterson gets a 4 and man of match, in my opinion. Let me know your man of match as well in the community tab, or you can just let me know your thoughts in the comments down below as well. He gives effort, he gives intensity, he ups the tempo, he makes ones into a box, the dimension that Patterson offers us. He had a really good chance for a sort of one-on-one with a keeper, but on an angle that went straight at him. I think he could have done a bit better with that chance, and but overall performance is fantastic, and I love how dynamic he is. He can do the defensive work, he can do the box-to-box role and break into the penalty box and one beyond Cook, but he's really good on the ball as well. He's just a complete midfielder that we've been missing for years. McDonald gets a 3. I thought parts of the game he looked really good, especially on the ball. Composed, takes his time and makes sure he picks the right pass, and he did. And he got the assist, and it will go cross into a box. It's just off the ball I have my concerns with Kevin McDonald, because I'd probably rather as one on McDonald defensively, and it's probably a bit disrespectful to be fair to him, but lack of pace could be a real problem. But if he gets protected, Richards gets a 4 and up there with man of match. I think for me, I thought he was fantastic, and he gives us something that we haven't had for a very long time. A wing back, a left back who wants to get up the pitch, wants to get crosses in. He did a really good move in the penalty box where lollipopped, got the cross into a box, and he just gives us a bit more of a threat in the final third that we haven't had from any wing back since Meredith, and that's something, because it was about 6 years ago. But yeah, it could be a huge signing for us, and hopefully he can keep continuing to play well. Don't know why he keeps coming off after 70 minutes. Hopefully that stops relatively soon, because Liam Rydal doesn't offer too much. Tyler Smith gets 3, because he didn't do an awful lot, but he didn't get an awful lot of the ball, did he? And you can blame him for that. But yeah, I can't really remember too much of Tyler Smith, so I'll just give him an average 3. Jamie Walker, I'll give him a 4 because he scored a goal, took it well, but his overall play left lacking a bit. And I don't Drysdale as well. I just need to quickly touch on him. He actually had a good game. But Jamie Walker, yeah, he had a pretty solid game. I'll give him a 4. And Andy Cook gets a 3. If William Shakespeare never got given a pen, then he wouldn't have wrote Macbeth, would he? If you don't give Andy Cook the ball in the penalty box, he's never going to score, is he? And I can't remember a chance he had. So he's only got to give a 3. I suppose you could knock him down for the work rate, and it does look a bit leggy. But if you play 9 minutes, and how old is he now? Is he 32, Andy Cook? And what he's done for us is incredible. He's 32 now. I think he's 33. Is it October 33? So he's getting on a bit anyway. So he's going to get a bit leggy, and it's how we manage that. But I did think that when we give him a 3-year deal, I thought we rushed in with that too. Probably would have been about fair, but he'll come good if you give him the chances. Like I say, if you give him the service, he will score goals. So let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments down below. Like the video if you did, subscribe if you're new. The next league game is Saturday, the 3rd of September, I believe, against Mansfield. Hopefully we can win that. And then Wrexham for me is more about performance levels. If we can take what we got from the second half and implement that for about 75 minutes, I'll be pretty pleased, and we'll get somewhere with that game, and hopefully we can go on a bit of a cup run. But preview for that will be tomorrow. A big win for City nevertheless. Have a good one.